Good afternoon, everybody. So today is the first day of Dharma class in new place of TBC. First, I would like to welcome all of you to the new place. And today we are going to explain or introduce Lamrim. In the last year, also we taught, I think, 16 or 17 classes of Lamrim. So today we are going to start from day 9. So before I explain Lamrim, I really want to make clear for you, you should not think I am a guru or master of you. You should think that Geshe Yonten is just my salary partner, as we call the Dharma brother and sister. So we are just friends in Dharma. So usually I prefer to be, salary partner than the guru and teacher or master. So you should not think I am your guru. The second, everybody, most of you have been receiving teachings from different masters. You have been reading a lot of books about Dharma. You have a lot of knowledge about Dharma. Someday you have more experience than me. So that's why, it's so important we share each other our own experience of Dharma. Then, Lamrim, you're going to study maybe another 2 years or maybe 1.5 years. The Lamrim is not like a, Tibetan traditions. Lamrim is not Gelugpa tradition, Sakya, Nyingma, Kayu, Gema. The Lamrim is just Buddhist tradition. The name of Lamrim given by Adisha first time when he visited Tibet. Because when you read the Lamrim from the beginning, you're going to know who was the Adisha, how he received knowledge, why he invited to Tibet. When he visited Tibet, at that moment, in Tibet, there were a lot of confusion about Sudrayana practice, Tantrayana practice. There are a lot of, misunderstanding about Buddha Dharma. That's why one of the very important disciples, Tsongkapa, who invited him to Tibet. When Tsongkapa requested to Adisha, giving teaching, he never asked, give teaching about Sudarayana, give teaching about Tantrayana, give teaching about, like combination. So he never asked any specific teaching. He just requests to the Adisha, please teach us Dharma, which is benefit for all over Tibet. Then Adisha noticed that moment there were a lot of misunderstanding about Dharma. Then he combined, he put all the essence of Buddha teaching into Lamrim. The name, the Lamb part to enlightenment, Lamb of the path to enlightenment, Changju Namji Dunme. He he wrote the text in Tibet. Before he went to Tibet, one of the Tibetan men promised to his monastery, I will bring him back to India after 15 years. So he was so busy in Tibet, finally he sent the Lamrim, the text, to India. When the Indian masters saw the text, they were so moved, so happy, that they said, no, it's okay, Adisha could stay in Tibet for longer. They say, we never have this teaching until now. Because he put all the essence, all the practice in the simple way with the short verses. So the first name Lamrim given by Adisha. So Lamrim. So there's two words, Lamrim. Lamrim. A lam means path or path. Rim is sequence or order. So far, everybody have been studying about Buddhism. We have been practiced Buddhism so many years. But we don't practice all the practices by sequencing. For example, today we practice renunciation, tomorrow we practice compassion, and the next day we practice different things. That's why we don't have a lot of progress in our lifetime. The Lamrim, the Lam is the path, Rim the sequencing, how we should practice the paths in order, in sequencing. So if you practice the Lamrim as an order, the finally you're going to reach to Nirvana or Buddhahood. Everybody know Nirvana and Lamrim is not same meaning. Someone achieve Buddhahood, they must achieve Nirvana. Someone achieve only Nirvana, not necessarily achieve Buddhahood. So we should not mix Nirvana and Buddhahood. In order to achieve Nirvana or Buddhahood, the Lamrim is very, very important. Without practice Lamrim, we never going to achieve Nirvana or Buddhahood. In order to be just simple happy, in order to be happy, we don't need to practice Lamrim. In order to be happy, you just practice very simple methods. Just compassion, kindness, tolerance, patience, forgiveness. This can you make happy. But it's not really part to enlightenment. So we should know what is our goal as a practitioner of Lamrim. We are not just seeking, high realm, born in high realm. We are not just seeking only liberation. We are seeking Buddhahood. We really want to be Buddha. So becoming Buddha is our achievement, our goal. So usually everybody consider, I am Mahayana practitioner. I have been following Mahayana tradition. But we are not really, ultimate follower of Mahayana Buddhism. We just say, I am Mahayana Buddhist. I follow Mahayana Buddhism. We are not really. In order to practice Mahayana Buddhism, we must practice great compassion plus bodhicitta plus understanding of emptiness, wisdom. Then you can say, yes, I am Mahayana practitioner. I follow the Mahayana teaching of Mahayana path. So bodhicitta is more a heart of the Mahayana practice. So in order to achieve Buddhahood, we must practice Lamrim. The Lamrim is not in any particular, like tradition. It's just, Buddhist practice, Lamrim. So before we really practice Dharma, we really need to know, we really need to develop, the clear motivation. Why I practice Dharma? Why Dharma is important for me? If I don't practice Dharma, what the consequence will be? If I practice Dharma, what the consequence will be? If everybody always ask question yourself, do I need to believe Dharma? Do I need to accept Dharma? Why Dharma is so important? Many people think, the practice of Buddhism symbol. They think it is just enough to recite mantra, recite some chanting, do some prostration, do some offering. They think it's enough. It's not really enough. If the practice of the Buddhist, the practice is so simple, then there is no reason. Buddha Shakyamuni taught 84,000 different teachings, 84,000 different techniques. So the Buddhism is very important, but not the practice of Buddhism, not simple. We need to put a lot of effort. We need a lot of time for practice of Buddhism. So of course everybody know, since today we should think the practice of Buddhism is not just simple. It's not just simple. We need to put more effort. We need to give more time for the practice of Dharma. In order to practice of Dharma, you should not be, monks and nuns. In order to practice, Buddhism, in order to be Buddhist, you don't have to give up your way of life, your business, your day-to-day work. You don't have to give up. So practice of Buddhism is, you have to carry your day-to-day life with your day-to-day work. You don't need to give up your everything. So that's why first we should keep in our mind, so Buddhism is nothing, to do with, give up business, give up your job, give up everything. The Buddhism is just for you to reduce your negative minds, destructive minds. So the Buddhism is, one way is so complex, because when you listen teaching from Tibetan master, you can have different new ideas. When you study or listening teaching from Chinese master, you have another new ideas. So you have a lot of confusion, because due to language, due to the way of explanation. So you should not have a lot of confusion about your practice. You should not have a lot of confusion between practice of Dharma and the way of your life. You should have a very clear, ideas what you need to practice day-to-day life. So Lamrim is so important to achieve Nirvana and Buddhahood. Lamrim is not that important to be happy. So then today we have a class for 2.5 hours. I will explain what I taught in the past. Then we have a tea break. Then we start, a new kind of chapter today. So who has a book, you just follow the page number. Page number 673. 673. Outline of the text. Outline. It is called, division class. 673, right?
Usually I'm using the old books. So
We have two different books, right?
yeah.
This book.
What is the outline of?
This outline 673. Just check with the outline. It's very easy. Okay. The outline of the text. First, you can see, right? Have you know? You can move a little bit. Then you can share the book with her. No, you can move up. No, you can come. Yeah. So today you can share book each other. Okay. Okay, now you can see the number one. The greatness of the author given to show the teaching has immaculate source. This outline is very important. When you receive a teaching from any masters, first you must know that teaching is not immaculate source. You make sure that teaching is come from Buddha, Shakyamuni, all the way to the masters. We are talking about the lineage. We are talking about the lineage of the teaching, not just this teaching. The Lamrim, which we are going to study, the part, learn part to enlightenment, is written by Atisha. So Atisha received the Lamrim teaching from Selimba. Okay, Atisha received the Lamrim, the lineage of the Lamrim, received from Selimba. Selimba was born in Indonesia. He was son of the king, prince. Then he went to India. He studied for many years. So he became very important master. Then he returned to Indonesia. Even though Atisha was very educated, very learned, but he was still looking the instruction of bodhicitta. He was still looking a master who can give instruction about bodhicitta. Then he noticed Selimba, is the one of the very important master who has the instruction of bodhicitta. Then he traveled to Indonesia for 12 months by ship. Then he spent in Indonesia almost 12 or 13 years. And he received all the teaching from Lama Selimba. Then he returned to India. Then he went to Tibet. Then he wrote the Lamrim, Name to the Path. So that means the lineage of the Lamrim, to Atisha received from Selimba. Selimba received the teaching from one of the very famous Indian master. That means the lineage, coming from Buddha Shakyamuni all the way to Selimba, then Atisha. Next, how Atisha was born to one of the highest families. Now this is not that important, you can see the history. Then number 7, The grandness of the Dharma given to increase one respect of the instruction. Number 7, okay, ordinance of the number 7, right? The grandness of the Dharma given to increase one respect for the instruction. So look at now we have so many different teaching. Also we have many different traditions. In this time, nowadays we have a Mahayana tradition, we have a Vajrayana tradition, we have a Theravada tradition. Some people think that Theravada tradition is not important for me, it's not necessary for me. Some people think the Mahayana teaching not important for me, even though it's not important. And the people who follow the Vajrayana tradition, they also think the Theravada tradition, the Mahayana tradition not important. Vajrayana tradition is one of the important. They think this way. This is, not really that. The Theravada tradition is look like the foundation, okay, Theravada tradition, which is practiced in Sri Lanka, Thailand, Burma, Cambodia, some part of Vietnam, some part of China. So Theravada tradition is the foundation of the Buddhist practice. It's foundation. Why it is a foundation? According to Theravada tradition, it teaches us more about ethics. They teach us the Four Noble Truths. Also teach us the 12 links interdependence. So Theravada tradition is very necessary for us, very necessary for the Mahayana practitioner. Without foundation, you cannot build the very big house. The Theravada tradition is look like it's a foundation. Second, the Mahayana tradition, Mahayana teaching. The Mahayana teaching is look like the heart of the human being. If you don't have a heart, then you are no more human being. Heart. What is the the unique practice of Mahayana tradition, which is bodhicitta. So without bodhicitta, you cannot practice Vajrayana. So Theravada tradition is the very foundation, very necessary, very important. Then the bodhicitta is the heart of the person who lives in the house. Plus Vajrayana. The Vajrayana practice is look like giving more energy to the person who lives in the house. Generally, when you search in the website, you can see Buddhism has a 3 traditions: Theravada, Mahayana, Vajrayana. It is not correct. Buddhism has only 2 traditions: Theravada and Mahayana. The Vajrayana practice must include into Mahayana. So Vajrayana practice, the Buddhist Vajrayana or the Buddhist Tantrayana, not separate practice of the Mahayana. It is part of the Mahayana practice. So all the instruction about Theravada, instruction about Prajaparamita, instruction about Vajrayana, everything is for increased respect for the instruction. The next number 8. The grandness of the allowing you to realize that all the teaching are without contradiction. Through study of Lamrim, you are going to understand all the teaching, the Theravada teaching, Prajaparamita teaching, or the Vajrayana teaching. There is no any contradiction. For example, the practitioner of the monk, for example me, first I had to take the vows, the naval vows, the lay person vow, the full bhikshu vows, have to take the vows. The vow is the foundation. Then after I take vows, it depends on me. You want to practice Theravada tradition or you want to practice the Mahayana tradition. It depends on you. Depends on me. If you want to practice only the Theravada tradition, you just take vows, just practice the Four Noble Truths, renunciation, and 12 links interdependent, and add unfold paths. Then you're going to achieve nirvana. Follow the 5 paths. If you think, based on your ability, I don't want to achieve, only nirvana myself. I want to achieve, buddhahood in order to benefit all sentient beings. Then you have to practice bodhicitta. Then you think, yes, I really want to achieve buddhahood. But I don't want to take long time. I want to achieve buddhahood very quick way, very easy way. Then, after bodhicitta, practice bodhicitta, then you must practice, Vajrayana, or Tantrayana, Buddhist Tantrayana. Okay, Tantrayana has 2 categories, Hindu Tantrayana and Buddhist Tantrayana. I'm talking about, Buddhist Tantrayana. So the renunciation, bodhicitta plus the Vajrayana. Also, the Vajrayana practice is look like very simple, look very quicker way to achieve nirvana. If you don't know how to practice, it's very, very risk for you. It's very risk for you. Why it is so risky? Look at when you read a text about the the Vajrayana, it explains very complicated things. So, how many already received initiation? Almost everybody, right? Almost no. Okay. So it's no problem. I will explain very the very basic about Vajrayana. Okay, why the Vajrayana practice is more quicker way than the Prajaparamita path? It is look like it's look like the practice of Prajaparamita, the practice of only Mahayana. It's look like cutting. You want to cut the root of the tree, but you want to cut the tree through the branch. But you want to cut the branch and the trunk. But finally, you want to cut the root. But the Vajrayana practice is not look like cutting, from the branch and trunk and the root. They really want to cut the root directly. How? We have so many different kinds of thoughts. We have so many different kinds of emotion, positive or negative. Within the negative, we have so many different negative emotion. Some is very gross. We always notice, we always feel it. Yes, I get angry, I get upset, I get attachment. We always notice, it's very gross level. Then there's a certain level of negative emotions. For example, when you have a deep sleep, that moment some types of some emotion arise within you, but you never aware. It's subtle. There is a very subtle level of negative emotion, very subtle. This kind of subtle negative emotion we never ever aware in this time. Even though when they arise, it arises in a short moment. But the subtle, very subtlest, negative emotions, very subtlest ignorance is very much depend on the subtle energy. Okay, subtle energy. The subtle energy, we can use subtle energy, we use subtle wind, okay, wind. The subtle energy, the subtle wind is not like horse. The negative, subtle negative emotions, the subtle ignorance is the reading of the horse. The horse and the reading of horse is very depend each other. In order to reduce, in order to eliminate the subtle energy, subtle wind, then the Vajrayana practice is very important. Subtle energy. So if you really want to cut the root of the tree, then you don't need to cut all the branches. All the branches are going to die. So Tantra teach you, how to cut the subtle energy, how to, reduce very subtlest energy. So that's why you can see the Theravada practice, Mahayana practice, Vajrayana practice, there is no any contradiction. And also, most of you who are born in Singapore, you have a very heavy culture of Chinese. You are Chinese ethnic. You always heard about Chinese Mahayana. Also, sometimes you have the Tibetan Mahayana. When you study, very precisely, there is no any contradiction. Tibetan Mahayana and Chinese Mahayana, Tibetan Vajrayana, Chinese Vajrayana, there is no any contradictions, because both tradition, Chinese tradition, Buddhist tradition, or Tibetan Buddhist tradition, both follow the Mahayana teaching, both follow the Prajaparamita teaching, both follow the Tantrayana teaching. There is no any differences between Chinese Buddhist Mahayana, Tibetan Buddhist Mahayana, Chinese Vajrayana, Tibetan Vajrayana. There is no any contradiction each other. Also, if you study precisely about Theravada tradition, then you cannot see, Theravada Buddhist tradition is contradict with the Mahayana practice. Mahayana practice is contradict with the Vajrayana, Theravada tradition. There is no contradiction between the different traditions. Thus, the greatness of allowing you to realize all teaching are without contradiction. The next one, number 22. The greatness of allowing all the scriptures to present themselves as instruction. This means when you read books about Theravada tradition, it's not like for you giving some certain instruction. When you read, books about the Mahayana teaching, also you're going to notice it's giving you certain instruction. When you read Vajrayana teaching, also is for you, it looks like giving certain instruction for you. You cannot avoid any kind of instruction. That means there's no contradiction between different Buddhist tradition. There's no any scriptures which is not necessary for you, which does not give you any instructions. For example, if you found one piece of paper from the trash, is explain a little bit about practice. Even though the piece of paper, within the piece of paper you can find very important instruction. There's been all the Buddha teaching present themselves to you instruction. Then number 23, the greatness of allowing you to easily discover the true thinking of the victorious one. This is very important. Look at it. So there are so many different kinds of teaching. So within the teaching, sometimes they talk about impermanence, emptiness, Four Noble Truths, 12 interdependence. There's so many different subjects. So what is the true thinking of the victorious? What is the real thought of the Buddha? Anybody has an answer? What is the real thought of the Buddha within the teaching? For example, sometimes he talk about no Four Noble Truths. Sometimes talk on 12 links interdependent. Sometimes talk about karma, next life, previous life. He talks so many things. So what is the true thinking of the victorious one? Emptiness. Emptiness. Buddha came to the earth in order to teach us emptiness. In order to know the emptiness, we have to know so many things. That's why emptiness is the true thinking of the Buddha. Because Buddha came to the land in order to lead all sentient beings to the nirvana. In order to achieve nirvana, what we need to eliminate? We need to eliminate all the negative emotion. In order to eliminate all the negative emotion, first we have to eliminate ignorance. The ignorance only could eliminate through practice emptiness. The emptiness is the true thinking of the victorious, of Buddha. Emptiness. Then the renunciation, bodhicitta. Emptiness. So again, you have been hearing always emptiness, emptiness, emptiness. What does it mean emptiness? Why is so important? The rough idea, if you think emptiness, it look like, for me, it look like you are looking through the rainbow, right? Rainbow. When you look at the rainbow from here, you can see so beautiful, very colorful. You really want to touch the rainbow. You really want to see more closely. When you walk close to the rainbow, walk closer and closer, finally you cannot see in a rainbow. It doesn't mean the rainbow disappears, it's still there. You walk furthermore, you look at that. You can say the rainbow is there. That means all phenomena, permanent and impermanent, beauty and ugly. When you look at the object, it looks like it's there. Yes, it's there. You really want to find the essence of the phenomena. You cannot find the essence of the phenomena. So emptiness means, things are there, but you cannot find the things are from the object side. For example, usually I say, this is mala. Everybody knows this is mala. We have been using the mala. It's real mala. If somebody asks, where's the mala? Yes, in my hand. If you just check one bit by one, so this one piece is no mala. 2, no, 3, 4. If you look one by one, there's no mala. It doesn't mean the mala is not there. The mala is there. So emptiness meaning, things are there, but exist. Things exist there, but exist in different ways. We perceive in different ways. They exist in different ways. It's not like duality. So the emptiness is the true, thinking of the Buddha. Then we talk about the greatness of allowing you to save yourself from the worst misdeed. after you study Lamrim, then you yourself automatically, stop from the words, misdeeds. Even though when you study about, the Buddha teaching, then you're going to notice, you're going to know, this is right, this is wrong. This is right, I must do. This is wrong, I mustn't do. So after you study Lamrim, you're going to notice which is right, which is you must do, which is wrong, you mustn't do. And again, right and wrong, bad and good is very much depends on the circumstances in general. For example, the Muslim people, for them okay to eat beef. The Hindu people, for them is totally bad to eat beef. So which is right, which is wrong? Right? This is very much depend on the circumstances, very much depends on the culture and country and the society, right and wrong, good and bad. There's another thing, killing, stealing, harming, bullying other is wrong everywhere. Every society, every circumstances, every country. If you kill someone, it is no good, it's wrong, it's bad. You should not do this. So wrong and right, good and bad, very much depend on the generally depend on society, culture, circumstances. Then there's another right and wrong. It's always right, always wrong. Killing is always wrong, always bad. You should not kill. When we talk about killing, people always think, oh, killing people is very bad. You should not kill any human being. Then we think, what about killing fish and like other small creature? We think, oh, it's also should be okay. Then the next one, when we have a kind of physical problems, we are always taking kind of medicine or kill all the bacteria. We never think it's wrong. Still, there's a lot of debate, a different kind of thing. Somebody thinks that bacteria is a living being, sentient being. And somebody said, no, it's not really sentient beings. Not really, it's kind of. But if the bacteria is sentient being, so we have been killing millions of bacteria day to day. So generally, the killing is always wrong. We should not kill. So so after you study Buddha Dharma, then you're going to notice, you're going to know this is right, I must do. This is wrong, I should not do. Again, getting kind of angry is also wrong. We should not be angry. Anger is, is a really bad negative thought. We should not let it arise within our mind. Also, compassion is positive, is always good. We let it arise as much as we can. So after we practice or study Buddha Dharma, we're going to know which is right, which is wrong. So last year we studied from outline number 1 through all the way number 42. Within the number 42, then we talk about 7 limbs, practice of 7 limbs. Then we talk about guru devotion. Beginning of the Lamrim practice, beginning of the Dharma practice, the guru devotion is very, very important. It is look like, leading a light. If there's no light, we cannot say anything. Without guru, without master, we're not going to understand Buddha Dharma. The guru devotion is very important. If you really want to be serious Buddhist practitioner, if you really want to be serious practitioner, first you really need to find a guru. In order to find guru, you need to, you need to get a lot of information about the monks or whatever you want to accept someone as your guru. When you meet someone, is look, the monks or the nuns or even the lepers, look, they are very, knowledgeable, look like they have a lot of experience about Buddha Dharma. But you should not accept very simply. But you still need to do a lot of investigation about the monks or nuns or layperson. Should I accept him as my guru or not? In order to accept someone as your guru, three things very important. The guru must have a right knowledge about Buddhism. Knowledge is very important. Even though he or she has a good knowledge about Buddhism, if he or she is not compassionate, then he or she never be your guru. Knowledgeable, compassionate, and patient. Whatever you go, someone you really want to be accept as your guru, you must check his knowledge. You must check his, he's compassionate. You must check his enough patience or not. If you find yes, he or she has three of them, then you can start to accept him as your guru. So guru devotion is very important. Another, I think, problem in the society, even in Tibet, in China, in Singapore, Malaysia, everywhere. Right now we have so many, gurus, so many masters. And when you heard somebody going to give initiation, you really want to attend the initiation without checking where the guru is come from, where he studied. Is he really knowledgeable or not? You never checked about the guru. You just go and receive initiation. It's totally wrong. If you can attend the teaching as a lecture, just go attend it now. It's now we have a Lamrim class, okay? We not have a kind of Lamrim teaching. You just come and listen and study. You don't have to accept me as your guru. Same when you hear somebody giving the Lamrim teaching, somebody giving initiation, you just attend the class and just be there, listen the teaching. Don't accept he or she as your guru. Just attend. But attending initiation is also different, different things. Look at the actual tradition about initiation. Initiation is part of the Tantrayana practice. In order to practice Tantrayana, first you must practice renunciation. Without practicing renunciation, your practice never be practice for Buddhist. Renunciation. Plus renunciation, you have to practice bodhicitta. Even though you don't have any ideas about bodhicitta, then you will not attend the initiation. The renunciation, bodhicitta. Plus, you really need to know a little bit about emptiness. If you have three of them, the renunciation, bodhicitta, understanding of emptiness, then you have a basis, you have a ground to receive initiation. Why? Look at, when you practice Tantrayana, the always beginning of the initiation, beginning of the sadhana, always talk about, emptiness. For example, in the initiation or Tantrayana practice, it explains so many visualization. The visualization must visualize based on emptiness. Emptiness. Without having any ideas about emptiness, you cannot have a proper visualization. For you, without having, understanding of emptiness, it's not like you are just imagine something. Imagine, different deities, different guru, different master. You have a lot of imagination. You are not doing kind of, proper visualization. So in order to attend any kinds of, initiation, you must need renunciation, bodhicitta, understanding emptiness. If you have a three of them, therefore you okay to attend initiation. And also we should not mix, reciting, mantra and practice of Vajrayana. For you it's okay to, you can recite any kind of mantra. You are reciting mantra, you are not really practicing the Vajrayana. Because what Buddha said in the Tantrayana teaching, he said, if you feel tired after you practice the Vajrayana path, if you feel tired, then you just take a rest. While you resting, you recite the mantra. The recitation mantra is the not main practice. Look at it, just rest. While you resting, recite the mantra. The recitation mantra is not the main practice. Okay, you should not mix. The recitation is the real kind of Vajrayana practice. It's not real. It is part of. It is part of the Vajrayana practice. It's not real. Same, when you get up early morning, usually most of you, set up, the altar, clean the altar, offering water, incense, flower, do prostration, and offering mandala. These are also, is very part of the practice. They are not very, very important. They are not really main practice. You think, today I have done my practice because in the morning I offer water, flower, and I've done my prostration, I recite my mantra, or I finish my practice. Right? It's not, real practice. It's not very kind of condition of the practice. It's not the real practice. So that's why, look in Lamrim, when you study about renunciation, it's not talking about anything about offering prostration. It's a renunciation. Develop bodhicitta. Develop understanding emptiness. So here I really want to, request of all of you, before you attend any initiation, you must think about how much you have a practice about renunciation, bodhicitta, emptiness. Before you accept anyone as your guru, your own guru, you must check about the guru. So then we talk about the guru devotion. And also, according to Mahayana tradition, when we take refuge, we say, I take refuge to Guru, then Buddha, then Dharma, then Sangha. From the Theravada tradition, they criticize about this practice. They say, there's something wrong with the Mahayana tradition. Because the first that, take refuge to Guru, then Buddha. They say you should take, first you should take, refuge to Buddha, your Guru. The answer from Mahayana tradition, we say, yes, you are right. we never think the Guru is totally separate than the Buddha. When we take refuge to Guru, we always include into Buddha. We have only three refuge: Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. The Guru is not separate than the Buddha. Then why it is so important? Guru is the first we recite Guru. Look at it. Historically, Buddha was born in India 2,700 years ago. Unfortunately, we didn't have a chance to meet him. And this moment, for us, if you need to, choose Guru and Buddha, in this moment, we chose the Guru. So Guru is the only one who tell you, who give you instruction, who teach you the Buddha Dharma. We are not saying, Guru is more holier than the Buddha. We are saying Guru is more important than the Buddha in this moment. For example, when you get sick, when you have a serious headache, you must go see a doctor. And that moment, the doctor is more important than your parents. We are not saying, my parents is not important than the doctor. At that moment, the doctor is very important than the parents. Without doctor, you cannot cure your headaches. So same, in this moment, the Guru is very important for us than the Buddha. And also, we should not think, the Buddha, Guru, they are the ultimate refuge. The ultimate, the real refuge is the Dharma. So that's why, the Guru devotion is very important. Before you accept someone as your Guru, you must check about the person, where he studied, how long, is he really, a good person or not. In this moment, nowadays in China, there's so many Rinpoche. Most of the Tibetan monks and nuns who go to China, they pretend I'm a Rinpoche. I'm very holy, I'm very Rinpoche. And also when the Chinese, accept them as their Guru. They stay there a few months, give a very kind of very strange teaching, and they left with the money. So as a single Buddha, you have a kind of more chance to go here and there. Whenever you meet someone, you should not accept very simply as your Guru. You must be friend with them, do a lot of study, do a lot of investigation. If you think, yes, he or she is the right person for me, then you can accept him as a Guru. So, we each have a few pages. The Guru devotion. What time is it now? 4. Okay. So each class we have a explanation time. Then we have a time for question answer. Then we have a time for meditation. So now we're going to have a tea break. After tea break, so we actually start the today class. Then we have a meditation time, right? For half hour. Yeah. So since today, every Saturday, we're going to have a Lamrim class. Every Saturday I will review what I taught last year, and we actually start the classes. And now we're going to have a Lamrim class. So the Lamrim we're going to study about how to achieve buddhahood or nirvana through the thoughts. Then we have a class, going to have a class about tenets. The tenets or schools for Buddhist school. The tenets school was very important. It looked like 4 person looking at elephant. One person look at elephant from the left side, one right side, one from in front, one from above. The 3 person has a different perception about elephant. The person who look above from the elephant, they has a different perception. So when we think about the reality of phenomena, different people have a different perception. Different people have a different experience. So far, we think, we know, I know so many things. But in fact, we don't know much. So when you study about the tenets, when you study about 4 Buddhist schools, then you're going to understand the ultimate reality of phenomena. The tenet is very important. For example, I have said, it is like looking at elephant from 4 directions. 3 looking from, around the elephant. The person who look at in from the elephant, they can see the elephant has a, because of nose and eyes, 2 eyes and ears. The person who look at elephant from the left side, they can see only 1 ear, 1 eye, and long nose. Same. The people who look at above the elephant, also they can see, different things. So in order to understand the ultimate truth, so we have to study about the schools or tenets for Buddhist schools. As a Mahayana tradition, in China, in Tibet, also Japan, in Korea, most Buddhists follow the middle way schools. But in China, there are so many Buddhist groups who follow the Chitta Mantra school, mind only schools. That's why you can heard, there's 8 minds. So the school, the tenet is so important to study. Then next we're going to have the collective topic. We call Dura, the collective topic. The study about the collective topic is look like study about Buddhist science. It look like study about the very basic ideas about all phenomena. In Buddhist tradition, in Buddhist philosophy is, they put so many things in together in a very simple way to understand, all phenomena. For example, when you study about Dura or collective topic, it's very, all phenomena we can put into 2 categories: exist and non-exist. Then there's a permanent, impermanent, everything, go more detailedly. Special, when we study about the mind, then we have to study more precisely about how many different kinds of mind we have. So tenets is study about the, ultimate reality, and collective topic is studying about very basic knowledge about all phenomena. Then we're going to have a yoga class. When we have a collective topic or Dura, we combine, we're going to talk 2 different kind of subject, two different topics. We talk about collective topic, then first day we talk about introduction of Tibetan Buddhism. Second day, we have a collective topic, then I will explain about the prostration. So every day, when we have a collective topic, I'm going to talk two different things. Then we have a yoga class. Or you should not think I'm a very yoga master, okay? But I will teach you based on my study and my experience. I will teach you, I will explain you how you can have a healthy heart, lung, kidney. These are very important organs. And also I received some instruction how to keep healthy heart, lungs, kidney, and the abdomens, right? Abdomens. So if you are interested, you can attend the class. Also, if you really want to check that yoga is helpful or not, before you attend the yoga class, you should go to see doctor, check your heart and lung and kidney. After you practice the technique, maybe 2-3 months, and you can visit visit doctor again and check your heart and lung and kidney, and you can see there's a big difference. Please make sure, everybody, I'm really, telling the truth. I'm not really a yoga master. After I practice the yoga, I never ever have very serious kind of sickness, almost been 20 years. And also, I learned the yoga about how to stop the diarrhea. Diarrhea, right? Diarrhea. So it's a very simple technique, but it's a very effective one. So if you're interested to attend the yoga, so this we're going to teach about, I explain the yoga based on instruction of Lama Marpa, which is the founder of the Tsongkapa tradition. Also, Marpa is the root guru of Milarepa. So we have a Lamrim class, 10th, collective topic, and yoga. And also, we explain the introduction about Buddhism, then how to do prostration, how to offer mandala, and how to do the mudra things, because most of you are interested in Dharana practice. So this is kind of rough idea about the classes. Now we start Lamrim. So every day when you practice Dharma, you always reflect about your life. You should think, I'm very fortunate. I'm very fortunate in that one, because I have this very precious human life. If you really think my life is so precious, so important, then you're not going to spend time with the very ordinary activities. You're not going to waste your time. Second, after you notice how I am lucky, I have a very special human life. I'm a very important one. Second, if you think, oh yes, my life is so precious, so important, but it is impermanent. You're going to lose any time. Look at, you just compare with human life, human being and other sentient beings. Right now we have only 7 billion human beings. In this house, more than 7 billion sentient beings in this house. So as compared with human being and other sentient beings, the human being is very little, very small number. Compared with within the human being, we have 7 continents. Within the 7 continents, as a Singaporean, or one of the lucky, person, you have all the facilities. So if you think this way, then you're going to notice, oh, I am very lucky, born as a human being, born in Singapore. Of course, there's some problem here and there. If you compare with other problems, you don't have really a lot of problems. Every day when you practice Dharma, you should think, I'm very lucky. I don't want to waste my time. When you have a free time, you must practice Dharma. When you have a certain types of negative thoughts in your mind, you should think impermanence. When you remember impermanent, I'm not talking about one day we have to live. I'm talking about the subtle impermanent. So we have 2 types of impermanent, gross and subtle. Everybody understand the gross level of impermanence, but we don't understand the subtle level of impermanence. If you think the subtle level of impermanence, it look like it look like running water from the mountain. It's rushing very fast towards ocean. Since we born, our life is passing minute by minute, second by second towards death. So each time when you practice, you must think the truth. You must remember 2 things. I'm very fortunate as a human being. Also must remember impermanence. When you remember impermanence, it reminds you practice. More important, when you remember impermanence, especially when you remember death, then you should ask one question. When I dead, at that moment, what thing I can carry with me? What? Can you carry your body, your things, can you bring your friends? No, nothing. That moment, only thing you can carry, which is the karma. Only karma. So, until now, you spend a lot of time with the material things. So, since today, you must spend most time spent with your practice. Spend less time with the samsaric activities. Because this is the fact. One day we have to live. That moment we can carry only the karma. It's so important to remember, recall again and again impermanence, especially the subtle impermanence. When you understand the subtle impermanence, then it pushes you to practice. So now you're talking, it's just before the day 9s, most of this kind of pre-instruction of Lamrim. Since today is a real bring you into practice. First, I think now most of you don't have the books. You can share the books. Okay, page number 270. Right? 270. The proper graduate training you should undertake after you have begun to rely on your spiritual guide. In the previous, we talked about Guru. Rely on Guru. First, you must find a Guru. Then, rely on Guru. What should I do after I rely on Guru, or spiritual guide? Then, you must train. You must graduate, training your mind. So, rely on Guru is very important. I just mentioned you. A Guru must have the 3 qualities: knowledgeable, very compassionate, and very patient. The student must have 3 qualities, but more than 3. The first important one, be honest. Be honest. If you be honest, then you're going to understand which dharma is important for you. If you are not be honest, then your mind always fall into one extreme. For example, I am a Geshe, I belongs to Gelugpa tradition. You can call I am Gelugpa. If I not be honest, then I think the Gelugpa tradition is the best tradition. Other are not. If I be honest, yes, the Gelugpa tradition is very important for me, as well as other tradition also very important for me. Also, this afternoon, I went for lunch opposite of the center. There's one boy, I know today you're going to have a Lamrim class. I say, yes, which tradition? He just asked me which tradition. And I said, no Nyingma, no Sagya, no Gelug, no Kayi, just Buddhist Lamrim. Be honest. Then the student must have a pure motivation, pure desire about practicing Dharma. Be honest, need pure motivation. I want to learn this Dharma in order to achieve buddhahood for benefit all sentient being. You should not think I'm going to practice Lamrim in order to be rich. If you serious practitioner of Lamrim, you never be rich, be very poor. And you should not think I'm going to practice Lamrim. I'm going to attend Lamrim class. Even though I'm going to attend initiation, this teaching, that teaching, in order to be long life, is the wrong motivation. Also, you should not think I'm going to attend the Lamrim or attend the teaching, attend initiation in order to have a lot of knowledge. You should not think. The Buddhism is not about only knowledge, it's about practice. I always tell my Dharma brother and sister, the Buddhism, the Buddha Dharma is like a medicine. It's like a medicine. If you want to eat the medicine, you must buy. If you don't want to eat the medicine, you should not buy. If you want to practice the Dharma, you must study about Dharma, you must attend class, you must attend different teaching. If you don't want to practice, you should not attend, you should not listen, you should not read your books. Just walk around, have a tea, coffee, beer, behind. It's serious. If you don't want to practice, why you attend classes? Why you reading books? It makes you a lot of confusion. It makes you a little scary, right? So important. You should have the pure motivation, pure desire about practice, and motivation for achieving nirvana. So we have a quality of guru, quality of students. So here, so after you rely on your guru, first you must graduate training your mind. The proper graduate training should undertake after you have begun to rely on spiritual guide. When you rely on your guru, there's two different ways rely on. Rely on by mind, rely on by material things. First thing, but you must rely on your guru by mentally. That means whatever the guru give you instruction, you must follow, you must put into practice. That's why if the guru has no any experience about practice, if the guru doesn't have a knowledge about Buddha Dharma, the guru cannot give you the right instruction. That's why the guru must have a lot of knowledge, right knowledge. For example, if I know only about kind of Mahayana teaching, if somebody asks you about Theravada tradition, then I will give you the wrong instruction. The guru must have a knowledge about Theravada tradition, Mahayana tradition, within the Mahayana, Vajrayana tradition. If I have a whole, the Dharma knowledge, then I can give the right instruction. So that's why, rely on guru is so important. Rely on guru. Also, the meaning of guru, the guru is because there is a Sanskrit name. This means heavy of knowledge. Heavy of knowledge, guru. The guru must have a knowledge, not just only knowledge, the knowledge must put into practice. For you also, when you study about Lamrim, the knowledge, just keep him as a knowledge level. You must put into practice. For example, the meaning of compassion, very easy to understand. If you put into practice, this is difficult for you. Okay? So Buddhism is not only about knowledge, it's about the practice. So rely on guru, then after you rely on your guru, then you must train your mind. Now look at this has a two major heading, with two important heading. The first one, the stimulates to take the essence from your optimum human rebirth. The second, how to extract the essence. That's why first you should need to think the optimum human rebirth. Is common actually two words. In Tibetan we can say Talve Sen. It's a two different meanings. So in direct notion in English, what does mean the optimum human rebirth? In direct meaning, in English. Optimum human, what does mean?
Maybe it's best. Best, optimum means best.
Best.
Or maybe perfect.
Perfect. But in Tibetan, is compound two meaning. The best, not only best. It has a talwa or jorba, taljor, two meanings. One, you are kind of freedom. Second, you have all condition for practice of Dharma. It's a two meaning. So it's a true the major heading, how to extract the essence. Essence here not referring just important, is referring the essence meaning is referred to the free from suffering, free from samsara. Look at how many times we were born in human life. Maybe we were born human life many times. So far we haven't achieved the essence. So this is the best opportunity to extract the essence, achieve the essence. Essence here referred to the nirvana, or free from samsara, or achieve buddhahood, essence. So how we can achieve the essence? We say also in Tibetan we say nyingbo, essence. For example, when you buy a mango, the mango looks very nice. The skin of the mango is not the essence. The tasty of the mango is the essence. Just born in a human life is not essence, not essential. Even though we wish to born in the higher realms. Even though you are in the future, if you born in the human realms, maybe you spend there maybe many years, then you again fall into the lower realms. So that's why we never ever achieve the essence within our human life. So in order to achieve the essence, then we must practice the Lamrim again. Now we move the next heading. The stimulus of the essence from your optimum human rebirth. The stimulus comes from thinking about the great benefit of the optimum human rebirth and how difficult it is to occur. There are two subheadings here. One, a short discussion will convince you, and the brief teaching how to pursue the practice. So the human life is very important, but it's so difficult to help the human life. So he has a two heading, short discussion to convince you. That means the human life is very important, it's very difficult to achieve. Also it's very difficult, very easy to lose. So this means short discussion to convince you, the brief teaching on how to pursue the practice. The short discussion is, first explain important two things. He said, whenever you practice, you must remember two things: the optimum human rebirth and the impermanence. So if you really think, within the sentient beings, I am one of the very fortunate one, then you're not going to waste the time. You're not going to lose the opportunity. It is look like, you have a very small chance to survive. If you take the medicine, you're going to survive. If you don't take the medicine, then you're going to die. It's very, important turning point. If you seriously follow the Buddha Dharma, then you have a chance to achieve Buddhahood or Nirvana. If you don't practice the Buddha Dharma, then you will lose the very important opportunity that you will be born in the lower realm. Once you fall into lower realm, then so difficult to have a chance to listen in Buddha Dharma, practice Buddha Dharma. So for you, it's very important, very crucial time. So with everybody, we should not waste our time. We should not waste our life. We must try to achieve the essence. That's why Chandrakirti said in the Madhyamaka, if you lose this opportunity, you never ever have another opportunity as this. One will think, one someday we think, oh, maybe I will born again human in next life. Because you think, yes, I accumulate a lot of merit, I practice Dharma. Maybe I will born again in human life. Right? We think this way. Just think within one day, within 24 hours, how many times we really practice pure Dharma. Within the 24 hours, maybe we have 6 or 7 hours we sleep. We finish, let's say 6 or 7 hours. Then another, we have maybe 6-7 hours. We walk in our office here, there. We are very busy. Then early morning we do some practice. When we do practice, we don't have a proper motivation. While we practice, our mind has gone here and there. And end of the practice, we forgot. We forgot to dedicate the merit. So within the 24 hours, we accumulate very little merit, very little positive karma. But the positive karma is incomplete. Within the 24 hours, we accumulate a lot of negative karmas. Most of the negative karma is very complete. It's a very complete one. Moment of the death, if we make a calculation, in this life, how many negative karma I accumulate, how many positive karma I accumulate, how many complete negative karma I accumulate, how many complete positive karma I accumulate, then we're going to notice I accumulate very, very little positive karma. I accumulate a lot of negative karma. Due to the lot of negative karma, it's sure that we will born in the lower realm. Hell, hungry ghosts, or animals. Think about if we born in such animals, like a dog, like a donkey, like a horse, a sheep. They have only desire to eat, simply walk around. They don't have any opportunity to listen Dharma, practice Dharma. When we receive this technician, when you receive big amount of money, if somebody give you big amount of money, you think, I'm so lucky. You never think, oh, I'm so lucky, I have all this good condition. When you look at, because it's for me very sad, when we visit zoo, people going to visit zoo as an enjoyment. When you see the tiger, you feel so happy. You never think how much suffering it has, the tiger. Feel a lot of suffering in the zoo. At that moment you should think, if I am the tiger, I have a lot of suffering. if I'm so lucky, I'm a human being, I have a freedom, I have all the condition, all the good condition. You must think this way. Then you think I'm so lucky, born as a human being. So one, born as a human being is very important. So here it is mentioned within the two headings. The first one, I'm not going word by words. The last sentence, there are three headings here. Identify the optimum human rebirth. Number one. Number two, thinking about its great benefit. Then number three, thinking about how difficult it is to acquire. Three headings. First, number one, identify the optimum human rebirth. You must recognize, I'm very lucky, I'm a human being. Number second, think about its great benefit. Number three, think about how difficult it is to acquire. Why human being is, being human being is so, important. Why is so good? I'm not saying human being is so good because it looks beautiful. I'm not saying. Buddha said, born as a human being is very good opportunity, have a lot of good opportunity to practice Dharma. Sometimes we do a lot of prayer or born in the higher realm, like form or formless realm. Many, Buddhist sadhus always pray to born in the world. They never pray to born in the higher realm, like form and formless realm. They don't have a, opportunity to practice Dharma. Why human life is very crucial, very important. For example, if you talk about suffering at the form and form realm, they're not going to understand what does mean suffering. We human beings, we have an experience of suffering. Also, we have a strong desire, about free from suffering. Also, we human being has a six. Do you know in the Tantra they talking about six? Until how we come to the
6%, 6 perfection.
No perfection. Nalhe come to them. Look at. So when Buddha gave a teaching, he gave two types of teaching. One we call sutra teaching, one Tantrayana teaching. In order to practice Tantrayana teaching, the channels are so important. The chakra and channels are so important. The form and formless realm, they don't have all the chakra and the channels. They don't have an opportunity to practice Vajrayana. We human beings, we were born from mother womb. We have a chakra, we have all the channels. So from that reason, human being is very fortunate. We are very fortunate. We can practice Sutrayana as well as we practice Vajrayana. For that reason, we say, human life is very important. That's why many Buddhist sadhus always pray to born in the world. So what about, so that's why identify the optimum human rebirth. So what is the great benefit born as a human being? We have actually we can achieve so many things. The most important one, we can achieve nirvana or buddhahood. So, what does mean nirvana? Nirvana, Buddhahood. Look at, very interestingly, when we pray to Buddha or when we imagine, nirvana or Buddha land, you always think the Buddha land is up there, right? You always, oh, Buddha, always looking up. Not really like that. So right now we are in this place. Okay, in this moment, very fortunately, someone achieved Buddhahood. They achieved Buddhahood, this place. For that person, this land is Buddhahood, Buddha land, or a samsara. For example, Buddha Shakyamuni, we really believe he achieved, nirvana where? Bodh Gaya, under the Buddha tree. So Buddha never been to other, continent. He never been other places. He achieved nirvana in India, in Bodh Gaya, under the Buddha tree. We should not think in order to achieve Buddhahood, I have to go somewhere. You can achieve Buddhahood, nirvana, in Singapore, in your home. Okay, you should not think I have to go somewhere. And also in Singapore, the Pure Land practice is very popular. It's very important practice. Also people think, Pure Land is somewhere I can go, I can come back. If your mind becomes very pure, if your mind has a less destruction, then the place where you live is become very pure land. It's very obvious for us. For example, two persons stay in one room. Just one room, same size. One person always live with a peaceful mind. For him, the room is so nice, so quiet. He's very happy in one way, this room. Other person has a lot of destructive emotion, lot of negative, lot of anger, attachment, desire. For him, the house is look like hell. Same house, one house is very nice, very good for the one person, one is not that good. That means the nirvana or samsara is not, I don't think there's a two separate place, two separate land. One land, one place can be Buddha land for one person, one land can be the hell for one person. You should not have a two separate land. So that's why it's a nirvana. Also, when we talk about nirvana, it's look like, for example, somebody has a 100 degree of ignorance, 100 degree, from 1 to 100 degree. Very strong, very thick ignorance. After practicing, emptiness, or practicing the ultimate truth, then the 100 degree of ignorance decrease 90 degree. 2, 80, 60, 70, 50, 20, 10. Then finally the ignorance reach to the 0 degree. No more any degree. That means the person achieve nirvana. The positive and negative. Think about yourself. We have a positive energy, we have a negative energy. If you have only positive energy, you're able to be happy all the time. If you have only negative energy, you never ever able to live with a peaceful, happy. So the Buddhism, the Buddha Dharma teach you how to increase the positive minds, positive energy. It teach how to decline the negative energy and negative, emotion. The Buddhism is only about increase and decrease, increase and decrease. But most of us, we never, think about increase and decrease. we always spend a lot of time with the religious activities. Even though you can see the monks, they just keep mala, they just reciting something, mala, 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 mala. And so, also, many lay person also always spend a lot of time with the religious activities, not really, increase and decrease. So, if you really wish to be happy, you really need to decrease the negative energy or negative emotion. Increase the positive as much as you can. So, that's why as a human being, we have an ability. So we have opportunity. That's why you must identify, the optimum human rebirth. Then think about the great benefits. Next is give you example. Even though you have a kind of piece of diamond in your home, due to some dust, it not look like a diamond. It look like a piece of stone. You don't recognize it's a diamond. Even though you have the diamond within you in your house, if you don't recognize it's a diamond, you will always be poor. If you recognize, yes, it's a piece of diamond, within few minutes, few hours, you become very rich. That's why you must recognize, you always identify, I have a very opportunity, I can have a lot of great benefits. Number third one, thinking about how difficult it is to accrue. So achieving, having human life look like somebody said it's very easy. It's not really. So within the practice of six prajna paramita, first practice of giving, dana. Second, shila, right? Within the six prajna paramita, the shila prajna paramita. The shila, practice of shila is the very important cause of being human being. So think about our day-to-day life. How much we practice shila. We practice very little shila. We always against with the shila. That means we have a very little chance to have, human life in the future. That is so difficult to accrue, so difficult to have. Then Buddha, gave an example in the sutra. They said, the human life, like the, is a golden piece of golden stick. Golden things is floating in the ocean. Ocean is so big. There's only one piece of golden kind of stick. Can you stick? What we call golden? Huh? Golden ring. Yes, that's a golden ring. There's only one golden ring floating in the ocean. Ocean is so big. So you are a turtle without eyes. The turtle comes one time, once a year in the ocean, out of the ocean. It's so difficult, the ring, hang in the neck. So Buddha said also, when you throw handful of beans on the wall, handfuls of the bean throw on the wall, it's so difficult to stick one beans on the wall. But it's not impossible, it's possible. But it's so rare, it's so difficult. The example is this, then the actual one, within 1 hour, how many sentient beings? Death. Within 1 hour, 1 second, millions of sentient beings are going to die. Within the million, how many sentient beings will born as a human being? Maybe none of them. Maybe within the million, just one. So that's why so difficult it is to acquire. Next, look at the identifying the ultimate human rebirth. This has two parts: the freedom, the endowment. The freedom had 8 freedom. You must identify the ultimate human rebirth before you can want to extract the essence from it. Here, because your hairstone may be made of gold, but if you don't know it, you will still be pauper. So you must also, from the beginning, identify the freedom. So freedom has a 8 states. What are the 8? Then the Nagarjuna letter to friends is mentioned by Nagarjuna. Upholding wrong views. Second, number 2, being on animals. Number 3, hungry ghosts. Number 4, being born in hell. Number 5, being without victorious teachings. The next one, being born is a remote place as a barbarian. Then edicts of mutes and long life gods is the 8. Number 1, what is the number 1? Upholding wrong views. Okay, uphold the wrong view has a two different meanings. Now we are talking about based on according to Buddhism. According to Buddhism, we believe in the next life. We believe in previous life. If somebody rejects next life and previous life, we say, they are upholding the wrong view. It's a wrong view from the Buddhist perception, but we notice it's totally wrong. Wrong view. The final one, wrong view, also look at the conditioned phenomena. Okay, condition, that this is the conditioned phenomena because it has a lot of conditions, made of conditions. All the conditions phenomena are impermanent. It's changing momentarily. But for us, for example, you saw this sandal yesterday. So we have seen now, we see today. For us, we can see same as yesterday and today, same thing. And the reality is changing. It already has changed. And we hold wrong views about the impermanence. So we have wrong views, impermanence as a permanent. Then we have a wrong view about the pleasant. Actually, we have been experience of suffering. Whatever we experience, actually it is a suffering. But something we think is a very pleasant. We have a wrong view about pleasant. And also we have a wrong view about the all phenomena. Actually, the all phenomena are independent, dependent, but we think things are independent. Actually, independent. We think independent, but actually it's dependent. So we have a wrong views. So, if you have some wrong views of certain things, for you very easy to have a misperception. If you have a misperception, then you have a lot of negative thoughts. For example, this is a very simple mala, made of maybe is a wood, I don't know. It is a very simple mala. When somebody tells you this is very expensive, it's very rare, it's made of certain things. So gradually then you think, the mala is very expensive. very special, then you have a misperception about the mala. Then due to the misperception, then you think, oh, I should buy this kind of mala. I want this mala. Then you have a lot of desire, attachment about the mala. Because you have a misperception. Due to the misperception, you have a lot of wrong views. Due to the wrong views, then you have a lot of negative thoughts. That's why the upholding wrong view is no good. You have to be free from the upholding wrong views. The being an animal. So I just mentioned before you, if you were born as an animal, then there's no any chance to understand right and wrong, bad and good. Especially, there's no any chance to understand the meaning of Buddha Dharma. For example, you just go in front of the dog and cows or any and just say, oh, Buddha is so important. They don't understand. That's mean being an animal also is no good. You have to be free from being an animals. It's quite tired almost. Okay. So we have a few minutes. So I'm sorry, I just talk too much for you. Okay. So now we have let's say 10 minutes. We have 10 minutes. Everybody reflect about your life is so important. You just identify yourself, how it is important. You should think it's so important. I'm not going to waste this life. I want to achieve something within this life. So we have a short-term meditation. Next time definitely we have a half hour for meditation. Okay. So when we say meditation, you should not think, just close your eyes, be silent. It's not like this. You have to analyze. You have to analyze certain thing. After you analyze, then you just mindful or you found after you analyze. First you just think about your life. Do some kind of analytical meditation. The second, you do the mindfulness meditation. Yes. So next we going to have a Lamrim class on next study, right? So when you have a time, free time, please read ahead, maybe page 3 or 4. Okay? So please do the dedication prayer.